Grand Alive. Welcome to Coffee with Will, brought to you by Grand Ron Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything to Digital, UNI, and Les Schwab Tires Center. And I'm here today with Kane Lester, who is the owner, correct?
General manager.
General manager.
Partial owner.
Transitioning at Red Cross Drug here in LeGrand. And he is here today to goof off, drink some coffee, and talk to me a little bit about himself and his experience of how he became the general manager, co-owner, transitioning into of Red Cross Drug. So thank you so much, Kane,
Thank you for
chatting
having me
with
here.
me a little bit
Man.
here today. So the interesting thing about you, Kane, is that you didn't have a background, at least from what I understand, in business when you were growing up. You were Forest Service, snowboarding prodigy. I've seen this guy do his snowboarding moves up close and personal. So how did you kind of make the transition from being the Kane of yesteryear into the Kane that now is I'm not going to go through
the three list tongue twister.
Yes, exactly. How did you make the transition?
I think you said it just right. I was in the Forest Service for 15 years. Mm-hmm. I loved to snowboard, loved the outdoors. I was on the rappel crew, so I was rappelling out of helicopters, living every young man's dream, at least my dream, high adrenaline, on the go. Absolutely loved it. With the Forest Service, if you want to move up, usually you have to move around. So I started in Cadron, Washington, Wenatchee, Washington. Worked there, went to college at Wenatchee, got my degree. What am I going to do now? Well, I'm still fighting fires, so just continued on that way. And then, rappelling out of helicopters is fun, so got a permanent job with the Forest Service.
That does sound like, an ideal situation. Like, just get to jump out of helicopters all day and get paid for it.
And then go fight fire.
Right.
Yeah. And so I reached a point in my career where I kind of plateaued in Wenatchee. There was a job opening here in LeGrand in 2007, so moved here in 2007 and met my wife like a month later after I moved here and got married a year later. And so still fighting fire, with the Forest Service. And as time progressed, we started having kids.
Yeah.
And getting.
Which you have what, like 17 of them now? You have a caboodle.
I have lots of lovely children. I have 3 older daughters, 1 son in the middle, and 2 younger daughters after that, and then 1 more daughter on the way. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. We can cheers to that one. It's all right. I love my family, but it dawned on me that I was gone like 5 months out of the year. Fighting fire all over the country, with the helicopters, managing them, moving up in the Forest Service career, so I had more responsibility, training, large fires. So being gone, 4 to 5 months out of a year wasn't really doing good for the family. Mm-hmm. So my wife, I had training in Boise. She came down to visit me to get away from everything. And we sat down and at a nice little restaurant. We put our job descriptions. And at that time, she was the general manager at Red Cross. And we looked at them, and they were very, very similar. So I'm like, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to try, but I'm thinking in the back of my mind, yeah, right, this isn't going to work. The Forest Service is going to have to give me a sabbatical. Let me take 6 months off, just to test drive a new job. And what job,
that's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, you go to a job and be like, so I'm thinking about leaving you. Would you let me go and test out the leaving you, but then come back if I don't like the leaving you?
Right.
That's a good gig. They must have really liked you.
So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, right, there's a way it's going to fly. But I submitted the letter, and they're like, yeah, you've been with us for 15 years. You've done due diligence by us. You've done good by us. Go give it a shot. So last year, I walked into a Red Cross drugstore not knowing what I was getting myself into and just absolutely loved it.
Wow.
The people there were amazing. The environment was amazing. You figure like firefighting is all glory and everything. There was a lot of paperwork involved in that too. A lot of paperwork
involved in most things that seem glorious. Yeah.
So, the cool thing was I had a summer for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah.
I got to go coach t-ball with my little girl. I got to go coach flag football with my son. I got to go to all the fair shows to watch my older girls show sheep. And so that was the stuff that I was missing out on. And so to have be happy at work, which I was, because the environment's great, the people there are great. You know, you can see immediate results of helping people, which is what I really love to do. Yeah. And then have that ability to go like spend time with your kids and family after work. That was the game changer of why I went to become a pharmacy manager, and now slowly buying the pharmacy from my father-in-law.
Yeah. Well, and that's so interesting to me, because most times people, you know, when they go into small business, they say, oh, my life is totally about my business. My life has completely become about business. Everything else kind of is subservient to that business. That's kind of the reigning philosophy. But your experience has almost been backwards to that. You were in a different situation where your life was going to it, and now you're moving into owning a small business, and you feel like you have more time for those things.
Yeah, very much so, yeah. You know, I mean, during the summer, it's not uncommon to work 80 hours, you know, in a pay period. So, you know, instead of like you do your 40 hours a week, you're doing 80 hours a week, and then, you know, suddenly you're gone all the time. Yeah. So, plus family life's so much nicer coming back, like being home every night. Yeah. It's easier for all the kids. It's not like, you know, dad's been gone for a month and he comes back for a few days and then there's a weird awkward transition. And then, so, like who's in charge? Is it dad or mom? Now it's more stable and mom's always in charge. And
right, fair enough. That makes complete sense. But at least you're there to see her in charge.
Right, yes. I joke that she's my domestic supervisor because she keeps me in line when I'm at home, and it's true.
You go to work and you're in charge. You come home, she's in charge.
It's great. No, I have no complaints whatsoever about it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So now, that kind of being said, you mentioned this, and you mentioned something about this a minute ago, and something I've always kind of respected a little bit about you is you work very, very hard to sort of keep a good, healthy work environment going at Red Cross Drug. And I've kind of witnessed it from when I think I've gone on some of my early morning runs and witnessed you guys having your sort of morning pep-me-up meetings. You know, you really actively go out of your way to set common goals with your teammates. Maybe somebody's watching who's involved in a leadership position, you know, how do you do that? Why do you do that? Like, what are some tips for people that maybe are trying to do that in their own leadership positions?
Well, you have to take invested interest in your people. I mean, it's not just a job. If you think about how much time you actually spend at work in your entire life, it's a significant amount of time. Yeah. And if you're just viewing your job as your job, it's gonna burn you out so fast. So if I could help my employees achieve their personal goals and then just help them, you know, grow as people, and because I care about them. They're the best at what they do. And my job is to make sure they stay the best at what they do. And if they tell me they need, you know, specific things to do their job better, I'm gonna go get it for them. I don't care what it is, to be honest with you. You know, one of the things we do is we do one-on-ones. So they come in and talk to like myself and another manager, and usually I'm just taking notes and just letting my other team members, you know, talk to them. But one of the things is what's one of your personal goals? And a lot of it was, well, I want to be more physically fit. And so we've taken that and we've ran with it.
Literally.
The first thing we did last year was we did a walk to Alaska. So we just gave everybody pedometers and said, keep track of your miles. And if we make it from here to Ketchikan, Alaska, not really.
Hoping you didn't have any actual takers. They called you from Ketchikan and are like, Kane, I made it. How are you going to come get me?
Right. But I threw them a giant salmon feed. So they all came up to my house and we all had fish. One of the next things that we've done is this triathlon that we did this year that we put together. Everybody has different abilities of physical fitness. We all challenged each other. We kept track of it on a big board in the back of the office of how much we were working out, how much we were prepping for it. Darcy, one of my pharmacy managers, put together the different levels, and we all did a triathlon together. And Mountain Valley Fitness helped out a bit, opening up their facility for us. Wow. And so we always are pushing ourselves for healthy goals and just camaraderie amongst the crew. Like right now, fantasy football's starting up, and this has nothing to do with health, but guess what? At Red Cross Drug, we have a fantasy football, you know, little regime. And we have a trophy that we hand out.
Well, in Eastern Oregon, football might have to do with health. I'm just saying. So you have a trophy.
Right, we have a trophy, and so we understand that people have lives outside of work. And to us, that's more important than work itself. But while you're at work, we want you to be happy. We want you to work hard because statistics show if you're happy with what you do and where you're at, you're going to be more productive. So, and you're going to accomplish more.
Yeah. That's very, very cool.
I don't know if I'll go as like extreme as Google and like make nap areas. I don't think I could pull that one off.
It would be very cool though. Like I have this dream of when I, maybe someday own my own business, of having my work area and then my little nap area. I made my promise to my wife. I said, if we ever own a business, I will give a 2-hour lunch so that all my employees can take a nap.
We do have a massage chair. That's for the employees. So it's quite not the napping area, but it's
a relaxing area.
It's a step in the right direction.
So that's very, very cool. So you put these people in these situations of like sort of pushing themselves to do this. How do you keep them motivated? Like, is there a secret, or is it mostly come from internal motivation from them?
I'd say it's a team environment that has been built by everybody. Yeah, as a leader, you're the tip of the spear, and you always got to, check on people and check morale. And, what I love about Red Cross Drug, and it's something that I walked in the door, is you can have the most worst day in the world at home. Puking kid, change a diaper, go out and the cows are running around everywhere, and you get done pushing them in, and you're driving to work going, oh my gosh, I'm already so tired. But once you walk through that door, you get around your other family, your work family, and they all just like, hey, you all right? You look, and you can just say, hey, this is what happened to me this morning. And they're like, oh man, and they make you laugh. They cheer you up. And that happens on so many levels. I see it every day at the store, because guess what? Believe it or not, you're not in the best mood every day. So
I don't know what you're talking about. I am in the best mood every day. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah.
We pick each other up and we keep each other motivated. We write our goals. We track our goals. We track what we're doing. To make sure that we're going the same place at the same time, the same direction, and it builds a great environment. And if somebody's down to the dumps, we all recognize that that's essentially poison within the community. And rather than just shunning them or trying to talk behind their back, we just come together and love on them and just lift them up.
Wow.
So, and that's something that's really, really hard to put into a culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine.
But once it's there, it's contagious. It's like fire, and it just spreads through everybody. And then, from there, that positivity, that atmosphere, that's the environment can go anywhere. They take it home with them, and then they build it up on there. And then, I've said it a million times. If more people cared, about other people, more people just had that, that mindset to make a decision saying, okay, I understand where I'm at. I understand that I'm having a bad day. What can I look on that's a positive to make it more efficient? Because there's always something to look good at. It's that just whole decision process of saying, yeah, okay, I'm going to look at that, and have that mindset.
Yeah. So now that kind of transitions us into sort of one other thing that I kind of want to talk about. You talk about, people who care, that's kind of the philosophy of Red Cross Drug is the people who care. And that's the philosophy that was put into effect by Bob Coulter, who was by the current majority owner, mentor, all of the above.
Very much so.
Better be careful. We're gonna have another list here. So now it sounds like that's kind of the driving force behind why you're trying to create this positive atmosphere. So I guess my question for you is this: is that still your philosophy? And if so, how are you going to continue that philosophy above and beyond what we already talked about into the future?
Let's take it. So let's go biblical a little bit. Love thy neighbor. All right. It's huge. And if you're going to love thy neighbor, you have to care for people. Bob said it best when he said that at the end of the day, when you're gone, and you're in the ground and you're hanging out with God up in heaven, what do you want your tombstone to say? And his vision was he wanted his to say he cared. So what does that look like? I mean, in order for that to be a reality, you have to care all the time. You can't be selective about who you care about, what you care about. You just have to care for people all the time, nonstop. And I think the best way to do that, you can't do that with a negative vibe or a negative connotation or anything else like that. So when when I walked into that store, day one, it was there. And it instantly caught to me. It was something that in the Forest Service, I was always told I had a positive environment. Like, I was always positive. I mean, trees are burning down, houses are burning around me, and I'm always looking at the positive. Like, what can we do? That store was the same way. What can we do to make things positive? People come to a pharmacy they come to get medicine. So they're probably not in the best.
Yeah.
You're
not walking into a pharmacy having the best time of your life.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But if you can walk out of a pharmacy feeling better, with a bit of a smile on your face, because you care, because they know that you care. Like, you walk in and people know you by name, and if we don't know you, by gosh, we're going to do our best to figure it out really quick. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. I think that when we pass away, we don't take anything with us. We just leave behind our legacy.
Yeah.
Now, Bob's was people who care, and I think that's something to be worth carrying forward.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So that was going to be my next question, Tori, and you might have thought about this or not. So what do you want to say on your gravestone? And if you don't know, that's fine. You can tell me you haven't quite answered that yet, but I'm curious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be along the line with people who care, but it's going to have like a little bit more funny connotation just because of my personality and who I am.
That makes sense. So it'd be like the humorous version of he cared.
Right. Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, I'll tell you what, when you figure it out, you can tell me, and then we'll have you back on the show for the second pot, and we'll just title the video whatever that thing is there. Or maybe we shouldn't do that. That might not be the best way of going about it. We don't want to name your tombstone yet. Anyways,
in the dirt he loves you. Maybe.
What's that?
In the dirt he loves you. I don't know.
He loves you, even from the dirt.
I don't know.
He loves you like a worm.
Like a worm. That's a little weird.
That's a little weird. Well, thank you, Kane, so much for coming in and chatting with me. I really appreciate your time and just your honesty and your tips, because these are things that, people who are in leadership positions struggle to do. And so I really appreciate you coming in here and chatting.
I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this has been Coffee with Will and Kane Lester. Thank you, LeGrand Alive, for tuning in. And be sure to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Grand Ron Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything to Digital, EONI, and Les Schwab Tire Center. They are great sponsors, and they make this programming possible to be brought to you on LeGrand Alive. So we'll see you next time on Coffee with Will. Thanks, LeGrand Alive. We'll see you later.